Welcome back to Happy Apple Core Homestead and Raspberry Wine Part 3. If you're familiar with my wine series, often Part 3 is where we will stabilize the wine, back sweeten it if we want to, and then put it into another carboy to clear. However, we are going to do something a little bit different today. I did test the gravity on this wine. It is at a 0.990, which means that essentially it's done. However, I can visually with my eyeballs see a few little bubblies coming up here. So I don't want to do anything with it too severe quite yet, but I do want to get it off these lees. I'm going to transfer this wine today into a clean and sanitized carboy, and I'm going to let it sit for another 2 months. We're going to keep an airlock on it. I'm going to keep an eye on it, and then I will test the gravity again. The gravity reading indicates it is completely done, but I just want to experiment and see kind of what happens. This wine does not have to be back sweetened at all, ever. Raspberry wine makes a great dry wine. And it also doesn't have to be stabilized at this point, but it does have to be stabilized before you bottle it. You can stabilize it before you start clearing, or you can stabilize it at the bottling phase, whichever you want to. Normally I do it now, but we're gonna boop that down a little bit further along the way, just to experiment and see, why am I still seeing bubbles? If you remember the rhubarb wine, that took a year to finally stop bubbling. And I want to do this a little bit different to see if I can prevent that year-long process. And that is enough backstory. Let's swing you around and I'll show you what it looks like to get this wine into this carboy. And before I forget, I have my auto siphon and the tubing that goes with it. Everything here has been sanitized, and I use Easy Clean, but you can use whatever you like as long as everything that touches the wine has been sanitized. All right, now let's do it. First thing we're gonna do is take our airlock off, set it aside because we're gonna be using that again. And then we wanna get our auto siphon and the tube that goes with it, and in it goes, just like so. Just like that. And the flexible tube goes into the clean new bucket, and the auto siphon goes in here. We need this jar to be lower than this one because the auto siphon works with gravity. I will put this onto the floor, but first I just want to make sure I don't spill the wine because this carboy is super full. So give it a couple pumps and it will get started on its own. And the whole point of the transfer is to get it off the lees so it doesn't impart a bad flavor. So you don't want to rest this on the bottom, so you can put it down until you start to see any leaves getting sucked up. And there we go. Saw that thick layer come down, and that's what we don't want. A little bit's not going to hurt anything. Okay, we're just going to set this down here, let gravity do its thing. Now we're going to take this and clean it right away. And we're going to set this up on the counter and put the airlock on it. But we're not done quite yet. I'm just going to set that here until I clean the carboy. You definitely want to get your carboy cleaned real quick so it doesn't, get glued on stuff in there. They're tough to clean. That was pretty painless, right? But now we have a slight problem because a tiny bit of wine was left over in the other carboy. We now have too much headspace. Since there's no more activity, fermentation activity going on here, there's no way to protect the wine from the oxygen. So we want to make sure that we get this all the way up to the neck here. And you can do that in a number of ways. You can add a similar flavored wine if you have a raspberry wine hanging around. You could also use marbles, like food grade marbles. You could put some in here until it's lifted up, up, up. You can also use distilled water mixed with alcohol, which is what I'm going to do. For this, you don't need much, just a few drops of, this is Everclear, so definitely you guys just a few drops, and the rest can be distilled water. Typically, I think your ratio is going to be like half a cup of vodka to a gallon of distilled water. And so, like I said, really just a few drops is all you need. But we don't want to use just distilled water. It can, dilute the alcohol content. And so then our final reading will be a little bit off. In the same vein, you don't want to pour in a whole ton of Everclear and then make your wine like way more alcoholic than it's supposed to be. So a few drops. If you want to be scientific about it, do your measurements, guys. I'm just doing the folk method here. All right, and we're going to do distilled water. And all the way up the neck. So just like that. That's perfect. We're going to put the airlock back on. And I was mentioning earlier how there's still some bubbles. This could be some CO2 being released. The gravity reading says it's done, but I'm just going to keep an eye on it, check it, and we'll leave the airlock on. If I see that the bubbles are going away and they're gone, then I can put a solid bung in there. And that's it for part 3 of how to make raspberry wine. If you don't want to do this step, check out another one of my part 3s where I'm back sweetening. But we're going to get to that stage eventually, so hang in there with me. And for those of you who are indulging my wine series but are really here for the gardening and herbal stuff, I'm trying to bring you a lot more of that content with regular shorts and garden tours and things like that since the garden season is gearing up. Please make sure to check out my website down in the description. You can buy my herbal products there. A lot of you guys are asking me to please set up a website. So I did it for you. So check it out. Let me know what you think and I'll see you soon. Bye.